One of the things that I have read that you've said again and again about acting is, I could quit tomorrow. I think about quitting every day.
I think about quitting every day, but I couldn't quit tomorrow.
Why do you think about quitting?
Because it's not a cut and dry profession. It's very, you know, it tampers with your emotions. It tampers with your life. You know, I am public property. I'm public domain. Even if you stopped acting, you can't stop being famous. It's not going to go away. So get over it.
How do you get over it?
You just do. You just do.
And you say, I will do that interview with Barbara Walters, even if I don't want to do that interview, right?
Well, suddenly I said to myself, I knew you were going to ask me this, and I said to myself, well, she can ask you just about anything, but you don't have to answer her. I thought, well, that's a novel idea. You don't have to say anything you don't want to. So,
what could I ask you that you wouldn't want to answer?
Just about anything.
I see. All right, so far so good.
But you've done okay.
Okay. You know, I heard a story recently that a friend of yours was very ill and dying, and an ambulance came, and the ambulance driver asked you for your autograph.
Mm.
That kind of thing must be hard.
Mm-hmm. That was probably, that's as bad as it gets. But that was really... See, I've done a lot of complaining. And I've decided that's not a good thing.
In interviews?
Yeah, and actually, my boyfriend's mother said to me one day, who was there, and she said, you know, if you would sometime just tell a story like what happened to you, then you wouldn't come across as such a whiner, and people would understand.
I know what you mean by the whining, because you haven't done a lot of interviews, but in the ones that I do, you are always complaining, I hate to do this, I won't do it, what, you know.
I thought, well, I can't do that anymore. You have to really, literally make up lists for yourself and say, okay, these are the things I cannot change, so get over it. Now, these are the things I can change.
Perfect. What things can't you change? What things can you change?
Well, I can't change that I have to travel in a very complicated way.
Mm-hmm.
There are many people in my life right now. I don't like a lot of people, particularly in my life, making decisions, knowing my business, but I can't do it all myself.
Okay, those are the things you can't change. What can you change?
I don't have to go to some dinner I don't want to go to, you know. I don't have to go to some stupid party. I don't have to do this interview, really, if I don't want to. Those kinds of things.
You turned down the role that Jodie Foster took in The Silence of the Lambs. She was nominated for an Academy Award. Why'd you turn it down?
That was really a difficult decision, but I got nervous about the subject matter.
Are you sorry now that you turned it down?
Mm-mm.
When we were reading about you, you grew up in Southern California. And there was a quote from one of your old teachers who said, she was the sunshine surfer beach girl.
I was a beach girl. I don't know, the sunshine part of it, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, that's where I spent most of my time.
On the beach?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Easy, nice, happy childhood?
I was always a little dramatic.
Yeah.
A little slightly dark in temperament. I've become lighter, but it's not my nature.
What did you think you were going to do?
I thought that I would become a stenographer.
That's a nice...
I actually went to school to do that for a year.
At one point, when you were having different jobs, you were a checkout girl in a supermarket. In a supermarket. When did you know that you wanted to act?
It was actually when I was checking, and I was having a very bad day at work, and I was not happy.
In the checkout counter?
In the checkout counter, yes.
Too many bags and boxes.
Yeah. I basically just asked myself what I wanted to do. I had had so many jobs at that point, and it was acting. I was never a real academic kind of person, and it was the only thing that I really loved. And I was not in school much, actually, and it was one class that I went to.
Did you graduate from high school?
The irony of it is I graduated in 3 years with honors.
Can you imagine? You could have made something of yourself, Michelle, if you'd only
you know
finished.
what? I'm a product of the public education system. And
you don't think it's so hot?
It sucks. Yeah.
When you moved to Los Angeles, you were briefly involved in a cult.
Well, it wasn't one of the big famous ones. It was just a couple who taught sort of vegetarianism and mixed in a lot of metaphysics. And
ever been tempted since to kind of go into something? And
no, in fact, it's really done the opposite with me. I just started being able to go back into health food stores about a year ago. Or like the smell of incense will send me. I am so sensitive to anything that even smells of cult. Yeah, I have a very low threshold for anything like that.
Makes you go just the other way.
Just the other way, and so as a result of that, I consequently don't believe in anything. But
do you know that you're beautiful?
Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes on
a
good day.
Oh.
On a good day. Mm-hmm.
Do you worry about age? As an actress?
I think I worry about it more because I'm an actress than I would if I weren't. Men are allowed to age gracefully and with dignity, and, you know, when you're Sean Connery and you're 60 years old, you can be on the cover of People magazine and be the sexiest man alive. There isn't one woman that will happen to.
Will it happen to you when you're 60 years old?
No. Things are changing, but not that rapidly.
Your present best friend, boyfriend, is actor Fisher Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
Still?
Mm-hmm.
It's been 3 years now.
Going on.
Okay, here come all the questions you hate. You ready?
All right.
All right. Any plans to be married?
Plans? No.
Okay, let me put it another way. Do you want to marry him? Does he want to marry you?
We're not sure. Well, I think neither of us are really sure about marriage, conceptually.
What does he give you?
A lot of fun, a lot of joy, a lot of love, a lot of adventure. He's very unpredictable. He's very amusing. He's very smart.
You were married once to Peter Horton.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still friends?
Very good friends. And we just were really young. And I just think that we made such major mistakes in the relationship that were irreparable, I think. You know, and I think when people get married that young, that often happens.
Do you believe in fidelity?
I do. I do believe in that. But conceptually, I wonder sometimes. I just wonder if it's natural. And yet, I believe in those things. So I'm kind of split.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years? 43.
With children. Maybe married. Still acting.
Demons all gone?
No. The demons will never be gone. I don't know that I would really want them to be either. I think that you just need to tame them. I think it would be really boring not to have any.
Everything we have read indicates that the thing you hated the most was doing interviews. This interview is now done. How do you feel about interviews?
I think they're fine. I don't hate them anymore. I think that they're fine.
How are you feeling now?
Just fine.
And relieved as can be.
Yes.